Hi, my name is Alexander McGrail, and we're going to be exploring how My Fair Lady is the truest adaptation of Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion due to the dehumanization of women. Starting off with Pygmalion. In the beginning of the play, Eliza says to Mr. Higgins, "Don't be too sure that you have me under your feet to be trampled on." This demonstrates how Eliza wants to be independent and she wants to be treated equally because she doesn't want to be trampled on by Mr. Higgins. Instead, she wants to be independent of him and wants him to be aware that he isn't hers to do with as he wishes. Later on in the play, Eliza says, "I want a little kindness. I know I'm a common ignorant girl and you are buckler and gentleman, but I'm not dirt under your feet." This demonstrates how Eliza doesn't want to be objectified. She doesn't want to be dirt under his feet. Instead, she wants to be treated as a fellow human. All she wants is equal treatment, despite the fact that she's just an ignorant girl. Mr. Higgins then says, "If you can't appreciate what you've got, you'd better get what you can appreciate." This demonstrates Henry Higgins' superiority complex, because he believes that he has saved her from poverty and brought her up into this higher world, and so he believes that she should be grateful to him for doing all this for her, and that she owes him everything. Next, the literary criticism. There was a quote in the literary criticism that says, "Shaw himself was never able to convince anyone that Eliza and Higgins did not marry and live happily ever after." This demonstrates societal views in which women aren't seen as independent, and it was unrealistic that a woman would leave the strong male lead to go off and live by herself. It was unacceptable to most of society that women could be by themselves, and it was believed that they were required to lean on a man. Next to My Fair Lady. This was said by Mr. Doolittle, and he said, "The gentle sex was made for men to marry, to share his nest and see his food is cooked." This demonstrates gender roles, in which clearly Mr. Doolittle believes women are only there to take care of the man and belong to the man, which is unfortunately a rather accepted view of the time period by many. Later on, Mr. Higgins says, "You want to talk of Keats or Milton, she only wants to talk of love. You go to see a play or ballet and spend it searching for her glove." This demonstrates how women are seen as emotional and materialistic without the intelligence to appreciate the finer things in life. This was, again, a very popular view of the time period, that women were uneducated and incapable of appreciating the more artistic and creative things in life. Next, Eliza says to Mr. Higgins, "To think that you were the earth and sky, you are not the beginning and the end." This demonstrates Eliza's differing views from the beginning and the end of the story. At the beginning of the story, she thought Mr. Higgins was everything, and because he was the superior man, as she'd been raised to believe. And then she quickly realized that he was not everything. He was human, just like her, and so she deserved to be treated equally to him because they were both human. Next to the film review, there is a quote that says, "It is Eliza's will that drives the plot." This was very unusual to the time period because it was expected that men did everything. It was men that drove things forward. However, in Shaw's play and in My Fair Lady, we see that it's really Eliza who's driving the plot of the story, the plot of the story, and it's really unexpected and really opposed to the time period ideals that women should do what men tell them and rely on men. This quote is very similar to the last one. It is her ambition, not Henry's, that sets the plot in motion, which demonstrates how it's really Eliza that's driving the plot once again, not any man like Henry or Colonel Pickering, which, again, controversial for the time period where it was seen that men would drive the world forward, not just the story. This really connects these two plays, the play and Pygmalion. It's clear Bernard Shaw's ideal of feminism and independence of women is a huge factor in both Pygmalion itself and in My Fair Lady, and that is why this is the truest adaptation of Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion. Thank you.